I'm excited. I'm encouraged. I'm ready to go. I believe in you guys. I know we're the best team.
We are all excited. It's week 8 of the high school football season. Teams punching their tickets to the playoffs. Others seeing their chances die on the vine. Big rivalry games too this week. Some were epic, others not so much. A full slate of football ahead. We're also keeping you informed as we talk concussion safety too. Grab a snack and sit back. You know what time it is.
Showtime. Showtime. Showtime.
State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughraiser.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak. Your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler.
What's up, Southeast Michigan? Time to roll out another spectacular edition of, I'll say it, the best high school football show in the country. You are locked on to State Champs Extra Point. I'm Lauren Plant, the official guide for your ride. Our team has been working feverishly to bring you highlights from some great high school football games from this past weekend. I mean, come on, it's week 8. Put up or shut up time, am I right? And we logged a lot of miles on Friday night, bouncing around a slew of conferences. We go downriver to honor our Coach of the Week. Tennessee Titan Mike Martin has another drill, and Al Fracassa will be along shortly. But first, let's get to the highlights.
Let's start with traditionally one of the biggest games of the year. OAA Red Game, Clarkston on the road, and their annual Week 8 tussle with Lake Orion. The defending D1 state champs Clarkston has won 20 straight games. Mr. Football leading vote getter DJ Zazula to Austin Egler. It was 14-7 Wolves at this point. The Wolves then blew the doors off the hinges, and the Dragons couldn't handle the shrapnel. Centris Williams Jr. doing damage. Just before halftime, Zazula on the move gets to the pylon. 7-yard score. Clarkston beats Lake Orion 42-7. Third year in a row, the Wolves finish unbeaten in the OAA Red.
We've been working for this. Write your name in the book of history. They'll never forget this team. I'll tell you one thing else. These guys will never forget us either.
Let's stay in the OAA for a Blue Division tussle as the Farmington Falcons travel to Birmingham Groves. Coming into the contest at 6-1, Groves in green got a big play early. Senior quarterback Zach Van Fossen finds Cedric Boswell. Boswell will soon be Memorex. 97 yards to the house. Falcons led 8-7 early. Now if Farmington could pull out a W, the Blue Division title went with it. 8 minutes to go in the half. Big hole for the senior signal caller Kyle Collins. Some nifty moves as well. They ain't gonna get him. 50-yard touchdown. Falcons up 17-8 at intermission. Farmington never gave up the lead. Fourth quarter, Collins again in the end zone. How about a refreshing Gatorade shower, Coach John Bechtel? Farmington wins the OAA Blue Division 24-20. Southfield looking to get past Oak Park for the second straight year, but the 6-1 Knights are ranked 6th in the state, and with the win, the OAA white title is theirs. 5-2 Southfield driving, 6 yards away from pay dirt. Senior quarterback Kanye Harris going to hang on to the ball. Big collision, but Harris gets it done. Blue Jays led 6-0. Midway through the second now, quick hitch from Harris to Jeremy Gates, the senior on his horse. Flying down the sideline, 41-yard touchdown, Southfield up 2 scores. Oak Park came into this game outscoring their opponents by over 200 points this season. Final play of the first half, junior quarterback Chauncey Lohman finding time and finding the senior wideout Juan Hernandez. We see you, Hernandez. Knights trail 13-7 at halftime.
Guys, we're good. It's no time to blow up.
Everybody got their head down like it's a funeral in here, and I don't know why.
Let's jump to the fourth quarter, shall we? Still a 13-7 ball game. Southfield in the red zone. Adrian Carter walks in. Oak Park would get a score late, but Southfield hangs on to win. You can call it an upset. 20-16 the final. The Blue Jays finish in a three-way tie for first in the OAA White, along with Oak Park and Farmington Hills Harrison. The Red crossovers next week. Now, the Detroit Public School League semifinals at Northwestern High School. East English Village taking on the defending city champs, Cass Tech. These teams met 2 weeks ago. Cass came out the victors. East English bent on revenge. First quarter, senior running back Leon Timmon goes in, 35-yard touchdown, 6-0 Bulldogs after the first. East English dominated the time of possession in the first half. Senior quarterback Anton Curtis rolling, hit said Lattimore, 12-yard score. Bulldogs up 12-0 as we headed into halftime. Cass Tech played championship caliber football in the fourth. Mr. Football candidate Mike Weber punching it in. Deficit trimmed to 12-7 with under 10 minutes to go. The Michigan commit Weber carried the load. He gained 96 of his 216 yards total in the final quarter. 3 touchdowns on the day. Detroit Cass Tech shocks East English Village with a 19-14 victory. To the second PSL semifinal, Detroit Martin Luther King looking to get back to the city championship for the 4th straight year as they took on Renaissance. King coming in a perfect 7-0, dominated right from the start. Parrott Jr.'s hooking up. Mikhail Washington spots Donnie Corley. Crusaders up 12-0 in the second quarter. Minutes later, the duo of Washington and Corley would strike again. 28-yard touchdown. King rolling up 19. More from the Crusader offense. Demetrius full of love. King loving this outcome as they blank Renaissance 34-0. They'll take on Cass Tech in the city title game next Friday night at Ford Field.
Hey guys, welcome back inside the Coach's Corner with Al Fracassa, presented by Chrysler and UAW. And we've got another great topic this week we want to go over with Coach. And Coach, a lot of times you're getting a lot of kids together to try and build a unified front. And we talk about team unity a lot. You've got kids from different backgrounds. You need them to come together. How do you get them? How do you build that team unity every year?
Well, you know, I played at Michigan State, and we had a 28-game winning streak. We were national champions. And I came from a high school where I had wonderful coaches, and they taught me things that I used in my job as a head football coach. I think that, you know, you got to respect every single kid on that team. I remember having 76 players on the varsity. That 76th boy is just as important, Lauren, as the first guy on the team, and you shouldn't forget him. Team unity is so important, and it really does help win football games.
Absolutely. Every kid as important as the next, and you can see that on those Brother Rice teams just the last 3 years, 3 straight.
Hey, listen, if it wasn't for, I always say, you know, the team is more important than any one individual. And the kids know that about me and how I feel. And, you know, you can't be a phony these days. Those 16, 17-year-old boys, they know what's going on. And so be yourself, tell them you love them, let's unify and see if we can win this game.
All right, I love it. Going out to the west side, Division I battle this week, Holland, West Ottawa, and Rockford. And you know Coach Munger and the program that he has out there.
Yes, we had the opportunity to play him about 15 years ago, and we had a good time against them. They were undefeated and we beat them. I'll never forget that. But Coach Munger, I remember watching his teams at the Ford Field in the championship. He had beautiful uniforms and he loves the game. They're both big schools, and it seems like to me that's going to be a good football game.
Always solid, and again, big teams, big guys, big teams that like to play that power football.
Exactly. Let's hope it's a good game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're always great, and that's the great thing about high school is you never know what's going to happen week in and week out, just like right here on the corner. We'll see you next week.
Coach's Corner is presented by our friends with the UAW and Chrysler.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie. Stick with us. We've got lots more highlights ahead. Coming up next, senior analyst Tom Markowski talks about who he thinks are the contenders and pretenders heading into playoffs.
We want you. We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven, students with a passion for hard work and good times, students who will move right in and shoot for the best that Lawrence Tech Southfield campus has to offer. So if you believe that everything is possible and that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
My purple is defeating cancer.
My purple is my grandma.
Everyone has a reason for joining Purple Community.
My purple is fighting Parkinson's.
My purple is my mother.
Because that's where the fight to end cancer, Parkinson's, and other diseases begins. When you participate in a Purple Community event, 100% of your donation goes directly to research at Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org.
Hey guys, I'm Ashley and I'm one of the producers here at State Champs. Did you know we just got a brand new facility? Come with me and let's check it out.
For 12 years throughout Southeast Michigan, our mission has always remained the same. We cover all sports. Football, the field, hockey, swimming, the soccer, this is what we do.
State Champs is really about the high school experience. We cover every sport, every season. We even hang out in the student sections with the kids when we go to games.
We cover everything in Michigan. We know who all the athletic directors are, who all the principals are, all the schools.
Our State Champs website is ever evolving. You have my rankings weekly, you have my columns weekly.
One of the new features we have on StateChampsNetwork.com is our scoreboard, where we're taking football scores from around the state of Michigan on Friday nights.
With this brand new facility, we're bigger and better than ever and statewide.
Thanks for checking out our brand new facility and studio, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram all season long. But for now, let's get back to more highlights.
Let's go no huddle now. Another OAA blue matchup as Southfield Lathrop welcomed in Berkeley. Pick it up first half. Berkeley in white, on the move. Senior fullback Max Sobolev into the paint. Southfield Lathrop answers. Eldrada Meeks will gallop in from 12 yards out. The senior helps Lathrop pull off the upset over Berkeley, 20-17 the final. To the MAC Gold now. Marysville on the road to take on St. Clair, and it was homecoming for the Saints. Second quarter, check out the work here by the junior Ryan Ello. Busting tackles, he will not be denied. This would be a 78-yard touchdown run. At halftime, the Vikings up 22-6. It would be all Marysville. Phil Grifford to Kyle Salden. This was a 24-yard hookup. Marysville wins 36-21.
I'm Mike Martin, former Detroit Catholic Central Shamrock, Michigan Wolverine, and current Tennessee Titan. Welcome inside the trenches. Fellas, this week we're going to be working an outside foot cut. So the outside foot cut is all about incorporating an inside lean off one foot. You don't want to get 2 feet stuck into the ground because then you're stuck. You want to be able to lean off of 1 foot, trust yourself, and stick and go. This is coming from American Muscle star Mike Barwas. This drill is hands down one of the best drills that you can do as a football player to increase your athletic ability and be more efficient on the field. Uncommon actions bring uncommon results. Fellas, you gotta train hard and dream big, and good things will happen, I promise you. I'm Mike Martin, I'll see you next week.
All right, let's take a minute here to bring in the guru of high school sports himself. That's what I call him, Tom Markowski, joining me now. And this week, Tom, we're talking playoffs. Now, we filmed this segment during the week, so we're not privy to the results from this weekend at this moment. However, I think we have a pretty good idea right now for the playoffs, who the contenders are and who the pretenders.
Well, a lot of teams are already qualified for the playoffs, and you got to look at Brother Rice and St. Mary's and Clarkston as being definite contenders. But I don't see Cass Tech really being a contender at this time. I see them as a pretender, as well as Saline. Now, Saline only has one loss going into this weekend, but a lot of their wins were like 49-0, and it's been a weak SEC year with the conference they're in. The ones I'm not really sure about are King and West Bloomfield. They've had great seasons. They just really haven't played the teams that I think can show that they can make a run in the playoffs. Maybe we'll find out by week 9.
T. Markowski at statechampsnetwork.com. That is where you send the emails. Next week, we'll have our final rankings of the regular season.
Hey guys, make sure to check out our scoreboard on statechampsnetwork.com for football scores from around the state of Michigan. Stick with us for more football highlights.
This October, you're going to be seeing a little more pink. Once again, Hungry Howie's is fighting breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza. For every pizza sold, every story of strength shared, and every new Hungry Howie's Facebook fan, a donation will be made to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. The pink pizza boxes are back. Order today and join us in the fight against breast cancer with love, hope, and pizza.
Bring the family to Guernsey Farms Dairy Restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come enjoy our home-style menu developed by Guernsey's new executive chef, Jason Mammon. Experience his hearty homemade soups, specialty salads, pastas, craft burgers, and famous roasted chicken dinners. And after your meal, treat the family to our old-fashioned ice cream parlor featuring Guernsey's premium ice cream. Visit the Guernsey Farms Dairy Restaurant located on Novi Road just south of 9 Mile. Taste the Guernsey difference.
I'm David Faze, and we continue our highlights as the Chiefs of Canton were on hand to take on the Lions of South Lyon. The Lions would get on the board first in the second quarter thanks to this pretty little 20-yard hookup between QB Anton Skupin and wideout Daniel Millar to give South Lyon a 7-0 lead. The Chiefs would charge right back, though, on the strength of this 5-yard burst from Brian Newton, and we were all tied at 7 going into the half. It would remain tied until the fourth, when the talented senior Skupin explode up the gut, 36 yards to Pater to give the Lions the lead again at 14-7. South Lyon celebrating a huge win as they moved to 7-1 on the year and clinched their first KLAA conference title since 2006. 17-7, the final.
You are the better team. Every down you prove it. Let's have a good one today.
We go now to the MAC as the defending D4 state champs Marine City took on Warren Woods Tower in a Gold Division matchup. Marine City coming in at 7-0 would strike early and often. Trevor Quant scores on the 3-yard touchdown. Mariners up 6-0. Then later in the half, it's the senior quarterback Alex Merchant going long and connecting with Jarrett Matheson in stride for the 50-yard touchdown. Marine City led 25-6 as we headed to halftime. And it was all Mariners in the second half. Quant goes in here for another rushing score from 20 yards out as Marine City goes on to beat Warren Woods Tower and clinch the MAC Gold Division. 39-14 the final. I'm David Faze for Extra Point.
My name is Dr. Brett Martin, and I had the Sports Concussion Clinic at Henry Ford Health System. A concussion is a traumatic brain injury caused by a force to the head or force to the body that causes a whiplash effect to the brain. This force then changes the way your brain normally works. Almost 200,000 sports concussions are evaluated in the emergency room each year in children under the age of 19. Although the actual number of concussions occurring in sports is much larger, since many are never seen in the ER and even more are never diagnosed. Recent studies indicate that only 1 in 27 head injuries are reported. There are several symptoms that can be seen with concussion. These include headache, nausea, dizziness, blurred vision, sensitivity to light or noise, feeling sluggish or drowsy, confusion, or just not feeling right. One of the biggest misbeliefs is that you need to be knocked out to have a concussion, when in fact only few concussions have an associated loss of consciousness. Many of these symptoms can be delayed up to several hours after the event. Therefore, it's very important that if there is any concern that someone has received a concussion, they should be removed from the activity immediately. Returning an athlete too soon to play can result in increase in symptoms, delayed recovery, or even long-term damage to the brain. Please consult a Henry Ford sports medicine professional at the first sign of a concussion. I'm Dr. Brett Martin.
Presented by Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can.
Hey football fans, thanks for sticking with us. Next we head downriver for the Lawrence Tech Coach of the Week and wrap up the show with some highlights.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your nonprofit organization can sell paper pizza certificates that your customers can redeem for one medium pizza at participating Hungry Howie's locations. Go to doughraiser.com to learn about, sign up for, and order everything Dough Raiser. Request a Dough Raiser kit for your group today. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
You think you're getting past me? By the time you experience the world of pain. Here I come, lung cancer. Deep breaths, baby, deep breaths. Game on, cancer!
Get in the game at GameOnCancer.com.
Does your company want the attention of the high school market? State Champ Sports Network will customize and maximize your message through our ever-expanding multimedia machine. Email Mark Rottenberg, markr@statechampsnetwork.com, and join the winning team.
We want you. We are LTU, Lawrence Technological University, and is one of the nation's best schools for engineering, architecture, and technology. We don't want just anybody. We want students who are curious and driven. Students who want to change the world through technology, science, and design. So if you believe that possible is everything, we want you at LTU.
Hey, I'm Sean Beligian, and it's time once again for our Coach of the Week, presented by our friends at Lawrence Tech. Let's head downriver, where our selection this week is from Woodhaven, Coach Keith Chrisnagel.
Ready, set!
The Warriors are off to a solid start and gunning for their first outright Downriver League title. Coach feels it starts with those that came before you and what you might leave behind you.
I try to get them motivated for the passion of the game, and we talk about legacy and what their legacy is to the school and the program itself. And every year, you know, seniors leave behind a legacy, and we try to build on it. For many years here, it took us a few years to get the program going, and we always tried to get better and better and better. And you know, everybody wants to leave a better legacy than the year before, and it's really worked for us in the last 6 or 7 years.
If the Warriors can close the deal, it's quite the accomplishment in the always competitive Downriver League.
It's great competition in this league. Even, you know, some weeks you get teams that are, 3-3 playing a 5-0, and the 3-3 wins. Or it's fantastic. It's just great competition. There's a lot of pride downriver.
Well, we fans and media can look ahead, but with Coach Chrisnagel, that simply is not the case.
We talk about every week is the most important game we play is the game that we play that week. We don't look forward to anybody. We focus every week on the team that we're going to play, and motivation is every week.
The Coach of the Week is presented to you by Lawrence Tech. For more info on Lawrence Tech Athletics, go to ltuathletics.com. I'm Sean Beligian for Extra Point.
Wrapping up the highlights now, and we saved the best for last. 2 4-3 teams fighting for their proverbial playoff lives. Warren Mott at home to take on Utica Eisenhower. This was a marathon, so we start in the second half. Mott trailing 14-7. Sophomore Javon Wilson busting free down the sideline. Look at him go. This 52-yard touchdown tied the game. To the late stages of the fourth. Ike looking for the go-ahead score. The junior Joe Metz makes it so. Eagles take the lead at 21-14 with 1:15 to go. Mott trying to keep their playoff hopes intact. 36 seconds left. Senior quarterback Connor Madigan throws it up. The junior Tylen Redding has it. If you can believe this, this was a 70-yard game-tying touchdown. 21-21 into overtime. We go to the second OT, game tied at 24. Mets once again for Eisenhower, tough 5-yard touchdown, Eagles up 31-24. So Mott needed to tie it to go to a third overtime, but on fourth down, the Ike defense stops Javon Wilson. The Utica Eisenhower kids will remember this one forever. They win a thriller, 31-24, 5-3 now, and their playoff hopes still burn. And finally, a classic contest in the city of Livonia. The Stevenson Spartans taking on Livonia Churchill in a KLAA crossover. Now, if Stevenson could get win number 6 here, they're in. Down 13-0 to start, picking up second quarter. Spartan sophomore quarterback Chris Tandre's rolling and throwing to the back shoulder of C.J. Weiss. Great concentration by Weiss. He's off to the races, 63 yards for the touchdown. Spartans down 6. Churchill quarterback Brian Brooks also had a solid first half throwing the ball, 15 of 21 for 196. Late in the half, great pass to the senior Tim Dullen in stride. Chargers back up 13-20-7. The Spartans would get another score before halftime as Weiss gets the rock, sees daylight, and boom, 42-yard TD. Stevenson trailed 20-14 into the locker room. The Spartans seized their first lead of the game just past the midway point of the third quarter. Junior Austin Petrie scores from 3 yards out. Livonia Stevenson now up 21-20 as we headed into the fourth. 24-20 Spartans now with 6:14 left in the contest. Churchill senior Paul Romaine will score his second rushing touchdown of the game. This from 27 yards out. Chargers now up 27-24. But Stevenson would drive down the field late. It's Petrie once again capping it off with the 3-yard score. Churchill's Brooks hit the crossbar on a 50-yard tying field goal attempt as time expired. Livonia Stevenson holds on to win 30-27. Spartans are in the playoffs. These teams will play again next week.
Okay, I cannot believe we only have 2 more shows after this week. Somebody called Channel 7 and you got to tell them Extra Point needs to go up right through the finals. I'm kidding, don't call. But week 9 is next week, and it's do or die. Win or go home for so many 5-win teams. We will blanket the region to find the most intriguing matchups. That is a promise. We'll see if we can dig up a few surprises, too. The State Champs universe revolves around one place, our website, statechampsnetwork.com. It has it all. The fastest, most accurate high school football scores, the best news stories and writing anywhere, tons of recruiting info, and literally hours and hours of video. StateChampsNetwork.com. Connect with us on social media, and we'll keep you in the loop all week. I'm Lauren Plant. We'll see you next week.
State Champs Extra Point is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughrazor.com for details. Van Andel Institute. Get involved. Join us at purplecommunity.org. Henry Ford Health System. Together, we can. Imagine Theater and Star Lanes in Royal Oak, your ultimate entertainment destination. And our friends with the United Auto Workers and Chrysler.